Greetings and good evening. This is the Aboriginal Indigenous Yahuah Court, and I am Rashia Lynn Harmon'El, the JC. It has been a long day. It's been a long day. I have been dealing with some administrative matters today, and I also had to go and just provide, some support for sister who has been working very diligently to be able to support and to understand what has happened with her partner. Okay, this is we are on a daily basis being attacked as Yas people, and one of the things that I am coming to develop an understanding about. I always meditate on Psalms 49 that deals with us having the knowledge and the information, but lacking in understanding in some things, and how just because we have knowledge and also because we have wisdom, that that doesn't mean that we actually have an understanding in all matters, and we definitely are not of the understanding that Yahuah is. And as always, we must give praise and thanks and show appreciation to our Elohim. Where two or more are gathered, Yah is in the mix. So I ask that He lend us His ear. He incline His ear to hear the what it is that I have to say this evening, as I close out and prepare myself for the opening of the courts for tomorrow, should that be His will. I am in Romans chapter 3 verse 13, and I have been meditating on the open sepulchre. My meditation has involved me just really reflecting on the behavior of the colonial operatives, and how no matter what happens, their actions always reflect them violating human rights, despite the fact that they may appear to promote equality, justice, etc. And so, with this being the case, there is a definite sense of confusion that can be created because of what is being written, and then, of course, what is actually being acted upon. And tonight, when I went live with Sister Muhammad, and we were addressing just some of the issues, the corruption here in the city of Philadelphia, as well as throughout the nation, we discussed the color of law and how the colonial operatives operate under color of law whenever they are dealing with we, the indigenous peoples. As you know, when I refer to our people, I always refer to our people as the indigenous peoples or Yasharel. I do not refer to us as any of the labels that the colonial operatives have marginalized us, characterized us, or labeled us as. And so those labels are Negro, colored, Black, African American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, etc. You must understand that each one of those marginalized, legally contrived categories have a legal status and meaning within their laws, the laws of the adversary, the laws of the colonial operatives. And I do very strongly reference them as such because not only has our experiences reflected that they operate on a different sliding scale when it comes to us. However, ever since they have arrived on this land, they have presented themselves through their actions that they are 100% operating against us, that they have 100%, regardless of what they say, okay, their actions have reflected otherwise. And when people show you who they are, believe them. All right, so in getting back to Romans chapter 3, verse 13, I just very briefly want to read to you about the open sepulchre and how Yah refers to these people, this tribe that comes from the north, that he is going to permit to come from the north, and to allow for what it is that they are going to bring upon us to happen. Okay, so in Romans chapter 3, verse 13, it indicates here, their throat is an open sepulchre. With their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of asps is of their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of Elohim before their eyes. Do we not know that whatsoever the Torah says, in the Torah it speaks in order that all mouths are stopped and condemns? It does so in all the world by Yahuah. Therefore, by the works of the Torah, no flesh is justified in his sight, for by the Torah is the knowledge of sin. And so this, this open sepulchre, it describes it, what it is, and you can conduct further research on what an open sepulchre is. When I looked it up, there was a picture to accompany it, and also, the jurisdictional description of what it represents. And what we as indigenous peoples have been facing at the hands of this injustice system is an open sepulchre. An open sepulchre. The level of